Right, you're under arrest on suspicion of breaching the peace.
No
You don't have to say anything but may on your defence if you do not mention one question, something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence.
In this episode, News Now Yorkshire's outside Ossett police station fly a drone when an overbearing officer storms in. He grabs News Now, handcuffs him, ignores every attempt to explain the law, and throws him into a van, where his ego really comes out. When intimidation doesn't work, the officer escalates further and goes for an arrest. News Now takes the case straight to HNK, and this time accountability hits hard, with a payout that exposes just how badly the officer got it wrong.
I'll ask you again, can I ask you what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm busy, mate.
Yeah. Can I ask you what you're doing?
I'm piloting an aircraft, mate. You'll have to leave me alone because you're endangering the welfare of an aircraft.
You're filming within a police station, I can't have you doing that.
Why?
Because I can't.
Why not?
So bring it down, or else I'll just take the device off you, it's up to you.
Oh, well, that's a bit serious, isn't it?
Bring it down now.
I'm bringing it down.
Bring it down now.
Look, I'm waiting for the cars to pass. It's not safe. Whoa, what was that for? What's that for?
At the moment I'm detaining you, potentially, on terrorist offence.
Okay. Am I under arrest?
I've detained you at the moment.
Okay.
What reason are you filming a police station with a drone?
To make a video.
Of what?
The police.
Doing what?
Working.
Elaborate. What do you mean by working?
Just working. Just mulling about. Cars coming and going.
Do you understand that obviously we're on a high risk with the police and people targeting the police?
Not really.
So you don't watch the news? Police officers and police stations get attacked all the time.
When was the last time a police station was attacked? What, just name the last time a police station was attacked.
I'm asking you the questions. You're not asking me any questions.
I know, I'm asking you a question. Whether you answer, that's a different story.
I'm not going to answer.
Well, don't answer then.
News Now was actively flying a drone and fully engaged. Yet the officer repeatedly inserted himself into the situation after being clearly told he was endangering the aircraft. Threatening to snatch the controller mid-flight isn't enforcement. It's reckless interference. Any officer with basic common sense knows you allow an aircraft to land safely before taking action. Then the officer reaches for the oldest line in the book. Police officers and stations get attacked all the time. When News Now presses him, when did that last happen? The officer refuses to answer because reality doesn't support his claim. There hasn't been a major attack on a UK police station in recent years, and certainly nothing resembling a pattern that would justify treating a visible, compliant drone pilot as an imminent threat.
Who are you?
Terrorism legislation doesn't give you the right to my name.
Who are you?
Terrorism legislation doesn't give you the right to my name.
No, but if you're committing offences and I don't know who you are,
yeah,
then I can arrest you.
What
and
offences
then
have I committed?
we'll work out at the police station.
What offences have I committed? You're twisting the cuff.
I'm not twisting the cuff
You
at
are.
all, I'm just holding it.
What offences have I committed? No.
That's what I'm trying to establish now.
Well, establish that then before you put cuffs on me.
No.
Bloody hell.
I don't know who you are.
I don't know who
and
you
I can't
are.
have you running away.
I don't know who you are.
I'm a police officer, you can clearly see that.
I'm a member of the public. You can clearly see that.
I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are.
If we suspect you committing an offence, we just need to find out who you are.
Yeah, but what offence do you suspect me of committing?
You can't be, it's a restricted area, you can't be flying a drone or... Has he been flying a drone?
Yeah.
Of course I can.
No, you see all this, like, so that sharp stuff on the fence, all
Yeah.
so people can't get inside.
Yeah, but you don't own the airspace. Can a plane fly over the top?
That's a little bit different, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's exactly the same.
It is a little bit.
No, it's exactly the same.
authorisation.
I had authorisation yesterday by the Civil Aviation Authority to fly over Ellen Road, and that's exactly what I did.
The claim about restricted airspace is where everything falls apart. Airspace in the UK is not controlled by individual officers or police forces. It is regulated nationally by the Civil Aviation Authority, CAA. If flying a drone were actually prohibited, the restriction would be formally designated, published, and enforceable under CAA regulations, not announced on the spot by an officer who feels uncomfortable. What this really exposes is a training failure. Drone use is now common, yet these officers clearly don't understand where their authority ends and the CAA's begins. Instead of knowing the basic framework, who regulates airspace, what constitutes a genuine restriction, and what powers police actually have, they rely on confidence and assumption.
Alright,
So you don't need
so you had to have authority to do it?
Over Ellen Road because of the stadium. You don't need the authorisation here.
So you've not contacted anyone from West Yorkshire Police?
Today?
Yeah.
No.
It
You
would
don't need
just be an
to.
ideal situation if you were to do that one.
Maybe so, yeah. Maybe so. Yeah.
Who are
What's
you?
your YouTube?
What's your name?
PC Calvo 5822.
Awesome, I'll be putting a complaint in about you.
What's your YouTube account?
I can't tell you that, mate. Not while he's here.
I've just told you who I am. I need to establish who you are.
Well, you won't be.
So cuffs have been applied to prevent your disappearance, which is...
Disappearance for what though? But what do you suspect me of doing?
Potentially committing terrorism offences.
Okay. Well, if you suspect me of committing a terrorism offence, then you should arrest me, shouldn't you? Got HNK solicitors on speed dial, don't we know?
Have you got anything on you that may harm me or my colleagues?
No.
Okay.
And nothing that will let you know who I am either, so you'll be wasting your time.
So what you're telling me, that if I were to let you go, you're just going to continue filming with the drone?
That was my plan, yeah.
Right, okay.
Maybe I'll go sort my wrists out now at the doctors.
At the doctors?
Yeah, because you're still hurting them.
I'm just holding on to them. I don't want you to use them as a weapon.
I'm not going to use them as a weapon. I'm no threat to you.
News now is cooperative, calm, not acting erratically, not resisting, and already in handcuffs. That should be the end of any use of force. Instead, the officer continues grabbing and twisting the cuffs. When someone is compliant and restrained, force serves no purpose except punishment, and policing does not include teaching lessons through pain. What makes it worse is that News now is already crouched in the back of a van. There is no flight risk, no threat, and no justification for further physical escalation. Continuing to manipulate the handcuffs at that moment isn't about safety. It's obsessive behavior from an officer who can't switch off once he's decided someone needs to be dominated.
Well, I'm trying to alleviate your concerns.
No, well, you've told me nothing that
Well, I've told you that I'm not a threat.
alleviates my threat.
I'm told you that I'm not a threat. I am
Nothing at
allowed to
all.
be here. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not committing any offences.
Well,
I'm trying to alleviate
At the very least,
concern.
you're breaching the peace, because
Breaching the peace.
There's members of the public that potentially could be in danger with what you're doing.
No one even knew I had a drone there
Doesn't matter.
until you tried to hit me with your van and then call me a clown.
If there's no aviation breaches, then we're going to go breach of peace, because it's going to continue to do it and potentially put members of the public at harm.
I'm not. I've been trained to fly this drone safely.
You haven't told me who you are, so we can't check you out.
News now is flying a DJI Mini, a sub 250G drone specifically designed to minimize risk. It's small, lightweight, and commonly flown in public spaces under normal conditions. There is no crowd panic, no disorder, and no reaction from the public at all. Just an officer claiming potential danger because it suits the moment. What really exposes him is a desperation. The officer isn't responding to danger. He's searching for any label that might finally legitimize what he's already done. Cycling through terrorism, identity checks, restricted airspace, and finally breach of the peace shows this wasn't intelligence-led or proportionate. It was an officer determined to make something fit.
Yeah.
Is that what you have?
Yeah.
Okay, is your name on that licence?
Potentially.
Potentially, right. You see where I'm going with this. We just need to kind of identify that you've got a licence to be able to do so and so. It's like driving a car. Have you got a licence to drive this car? Yeah, I can see it. That's my name, right. So that's your name. I can confirm it by picture your licence.
But there's legislation involved in driving cars.
Sorry?
There is in flying drones.
So what is it? There's a legislation.
You tell me you're a member of the aviation authority or
Did I? I never said
society,
that.
and that you've signed up.
I never said that.
You seem to have more knowledge than me.
I do. That is correct.
You enlighten us then. You educate us.
I don't want to educate you. I charge for my services.
So have you got an operator ID number?
Yes.
And what is it?
Are we talking about terrorism or are we talking about drones?
We're talking about drones.
We're talking about drones. So why am I still in handcuffs? If you uncuff me and we want to have a conversation, there is,
You're still a threat to me because I don't know who you are.
I'm not a threat to you. I'm not a threat to anybody. It's ridiculous, mate. You come up to me, tried to hit me with your van, called me a clown, and then put cuffs on me. Said I was a terrorist. And now you want me to help you
I
out.
haven't said you were a terrorist.
And educate you.
I said I've detained you
under terrorism legislation.
Believing you potentially you could be a or committing terrorism.
Right. Well,
offences.
to use terrorism legislation, you have to reasonably suspect that the person you're dealing with is in fact a terrorist.
This is probably the moment HNK recognized a clear-cut win, because the officer finally exposes a core contradiction himself. The conversation drifts away from terrorism and lands squarely on drones, and News now pins it instantly. Are we talking about terrorism or drones? The officer answers, drones. That answer matters. It strips away the only justification the officer had been using to keep News now restrained. He then makes it worse by saying he never called him a terrorist. That isn't reassurance. It's an admission. Detention under terrorism legislation requires reasonable suspicion about the person, not vague unease about equipment or location. By admitting he didn't believe News Now was a terrorist, the officer admits the legal threshold was never met.
So you reasonably suspect that I am in fact a terrorist? No. So then take the cuffs
I'm
off
shaking my
me.
head in bewilderment.
Well, why? Because you're bewildered that I know so much about the legislation?
No, you've read something and it's not true.
I've read lots of things on legislation.gov.uk.
Well done. Are you going to give us your name?
Do I have to give you my name?
Yeah, because now you're telling us that you've got something with the Civil Aviation Authority, an ID number, and we need to establish that.
Yeah.
So who are you?
Well, if you knew the legislation, you'd know where to find the ID number, wouldn't you?
The ID number, you need to tell me your ID number and your name, please.
Under what law? Under what law says that I have to do that?
Right, I'm just going to lock him up for breach of peace.
Okay.
Right, you're under arrest on suspicion of breach of the peace.
No
You don't
problem.
have to say anything but may only defensively do not mention one question, something which you later allow in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence.
Okay, dokie. So we spoke to HNK solicitors, and they dealt with everything. They literally dealt with everything, guys, and I can't thank them enough for the effort that they put in. £3,500 in compensation, which is absolutely brilliant. And again, a big thank you to HNK solicitors for sorting that out.
That arrest wasn't about public order. It was about silencing someone who had just exposed how hollow the officer's decision-making had been from the start. The aftermath confirms it. News Now passes a case to HNK, and suddenly all that bravado disappears behind closed doors. No courtroom battle. No defense of the officer's actions. Just a £3,500 payout to make it go away. That figure tells you exactly how confident the force was in defending this arrest. Not at all. Police forces don't pay compensation when officers have acted lawfully. They pay when the footage, contradictions, and misuse of powers make the outcome inevitable. This officer should never have allowed a routine drone flight to spiral into force, handcuffs, and arrest. Strip away the noise and a clear pattern emerges. Decisions driven by irritation, not risk. Every time News Now calmly explained the law, the officer responded by escalating instead of reassessing. This was never about safety or compliance. It was about an officer who couldn't tolerate being corrected and chose authority over accuracy at every turn. From drones to restricted areas to breach of the peace, the justifications kept changing because none of them could stand on their own. Each new power was dragged in to prop up the last bad decision, not to address any real threat. News Now didn't win by shouting or provoking. He won by staying consistent, while the officer's reasoning collapsed in real time. In the end, that £3,500 doesn't come out of the officer's pocket. It comes out of taxpayers' money. Money that should be funding real policing, proper training, and genuine public safety, instead of being wasted cleaning up the consequences of one officer's failure to remain lawful and professional. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps support independent coverage. Also, check out News Now Yorkshire. His channel is linked in the description. Show him some love. Thanks for watching. This is Capital Watch, and I'll see you in the next one.